What up, world? Established Rich coming right back at you. Omaha, Nebraska, the hometown of Terence Crawford. The man just had a parade in his honor earlier that day. The city came out to celebrate their hero, an undefeated boxing legend, the man who beat Canelo Alvarez, the undisputed champion of the world. And hours later, what happens? The police got him at gunpoint like he's some random dude off the street. Let me say this loud and clear. Omaha is not that big. You mean to tell me y'all don't know what Terence Crawford looks like?
Stop it.
This is one of the most famous men to ever come out of your city. And you expect me to believe that none of these cops knew who he was? Please, they knew exactly who he was. This wasn't about not knowing. This was about flexing power, humiliating a man who should be celebrated.
Ryan Zena, new details emerging from an incident early this morning surrounding Terence Crawford and his security team. It escalated to a point where guns were drawn by police. Now, just over the weekend, a parade was held for the pound-for-pound champ. He was awarded the second key to the city from Mayor John Ewing. But later that night, that celebration turned to fear. For those inside the vehicle pulled over just a couple blocks from where the party was held. Police say they pulled over a vehicle for reckless driving at around 12th and Cass. Once they had stopped, Crawford was identified as the driver. According to police, officers observed a firearm on the floorboard on the driver's side. All four people, including members of Crawford's security team, were ordered out of the vehicle at gunpoint. I spoke with the head of Crawford's security this afternoon, who says he's still shaken up.
I thought we were getting ready to lose our lives. That was a nightmare. You know, future husband, just had a brand new child and, you know, children and, you know, and stuff like that. And to know that I almost lost my life last night because we had a police officer that don't know how to articulate a traffic stop.
Thankfully, nobody was hurt, and Crawford was issued a citation for reckless driving. All the
seatbelt.
Step out.
I'm opening the door. You can take mine off of me right here on my right. I'm keeping my fucking hands up. I'm not reaching for no gun, bro.
Step out.
Can I move my phone?
Yeah, that's crazy.
The video shows him with his hands up. He even says, I ain't reaching for no gun, just to keep himself from ending up in the headlines. Do you know how crazy that is? The most dangerous man in the ring, forced to be humble just because he don't want to get shot. They saw a firearm on the floorboard, and guess what? Everybody in the car was licensed to carry. So where's the crime? Where's the reason to point a gun at the champion of your city? The truth is, there was none. This was about embarrassment. This was about reminding him, we can humble you if we want to. Earlier that day, he was being chilled like a king. Later that evening, he was being treated like a criminal. Talk about a fall from grace, not because of anything he did, but because of how he was treated. And let me say this, if there was ever a time to say, do you know who I am? This was it. But Bud didn't do it. He kept his composure. Hands up, no sudden moves. And that might be the only reason this didn't turn into a tragedy, because we all know how these encounters can go. Here's what pisses me off the most. They say internal affairs is investigating. Investigate what? It's on camera. You pointed a gun at one of the most famous men in your city who happens to have a license to carry. What's left to investigate? The fact that the city's police embarrassed the very man who put y'all city on the map. Let me remind you, this is Terence Crawford, 42-0, undisputed. But in his own hometown, he ain't safe from his own police. And that says everything you need to know. Omaha, y'all should be ashamed. Y'all treated your hero like a suspect. You took a day of celebration and turned it into a night of disgrace. And for what? To flex on a man who deserves respect? Bud didn't lose that night. Omaha did. But hey, that's just my opinion. What's yours? Like, comment, subscribe, Established Rich. I'll be back with another one. Peace.